Tonight, we check in on a former Weather World regular. Starting in the mid-1980s and for the next 20 years or so, he was a forecaster and feature producer, also an original member of the Weather Communications Group. He taught many classes in the department, both in person and online, from introductory meteorology to forecasting. It's a real pleasure for me to welcome back not only a colleague and co-author, but good friend, Lee Grenci. Good to see you again, Lee.
Hi, John. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great, Lee. It really is good to have you back on the show. So to start, how about you get us caught up on what you've been doing since we last saw you on Weather World?
Well, let's see. My last appearance on Weather World was, I think, 2004. And at that time, I started to teach an online course in weather forecasting. And the students were scattered literally all over the country and in some cases over the world. And they had to have their forecast in by 7 o'clock, which meant that they were asking me questions right up to 7 o'clock. And of course, that conflicted with Weather World, and something had to give, as they say in those days. And I ended my career teaching weather forecasting online.
So you've been retired for a few years, officially from Penn State.
I retired in July of 2012. I was 64 at the time, and I count my blessings that I retired when I did. I was thinking of going longer, but I didn't want to. And it's been fun.
Are there any good stories from your Weather World days that you could share with the viewers?
John, I still have nightmares over Weather World. Back in those days when we were drawing our maps on paper and getting in our cars and driving from Walker Building to Wagner Building and cutting it really close. There was a snowstorm. Paul and Fred were out of town. They entrusted me for the show. And there was a traffic jam during the snowstorm. And I literally had to abandon my car on Park Avenue and sprint. Had to be almost a mile to get to. I walked into the studio at 28 after 5. And I was out of breath and sweating, and the show went on. But I still
well,
have.
You'll be happy to know we've destroyed the video from that particular show. It no longer exists. I know you have an incredible passion for man's best friend. Tell us about Mac and your love for dogs.
Well, the viewers probably remember I had a passion for miniature dachshunds, and Hannah was just a sweetheart. And we lost her on February 3rd, 2014. And John, it hurts so bad. I was one of those people. I never want another dog. I never want to go through that again. And people were urging me to rescue. And a friend sent me Hannah's last will and testament. I won't read it all to you because we don't have time, but just the last paragraph. And it changed my mind, and we decided to rescue. Do we have time for me to read it, you think?
Sure.
So the last will and testament gives her toys and things like that. But the last paragraph, so when I die, please do not say that you will never have a pet again, because the loss and pain are more than you can bear. Instead, please open your hearts to an unloved dog, one whose life has held no joy or hope, and please give him my place to him. This is the only thing that I can give, the love I leave behind. And I read that, John, and I had to have a dog in my life. And we looked at paws, and there was this hound dog who had been in the system for 8 months, Mac. He had all sorts of problems, John. He was physically abused, lived as a stray. But Kathy and I adopted him. It was rough go in the beginning. He did not like thunderstorms. We tried to jump through the window during a thunderstorm the first week we had him. We hired an animal behaviorist, and he turned into this wonderful, wonderful dog. We take him to the beach. We give him birthday parties. He's family. He's like our son.
Very nice, very nice. I know you've also always, as another passion, been into cycling. I know you do at least one race each year in the summer. Tell us about that.
Well, interesting, I still keep my hand in weather forecasting because I provide weather forecasts for the group of retirees that I cycle with. But every third weekend in July, there is the Bike MS. It's 150 miles, 2 days, from Hollidaysburg to State College on day one, which is 80 miles, and then day two, State College back to Hollidaysburg, 70 miles. And it benefits people suffering from multiple sclerosis. I got involved because I have too many friends with MS. Quite frankly, one friend is too many, but I have a number of friends. It's a wonderful experience. Day two, you know you're getting close to the finish line, and you know people with MS are waiting for you. They put a medal around your neck. I've never received my medal with dry eyes, ever. My friend Renee, who has relapsing remitting MS, there are different kinds of MS, is always there at the finish line to root me home, and it's very emotional. I've done 7 of them, and I've raised over $56,000 for MS, thanks to my very generous friends like you, John.
Very nice. Hey, Lee, time flies when you're having fun like this. We only have about 30 seconds left. You did mention earlier the online program that you were teaching in leads to a certificate of achievement in weather forecasting. Give us a story about one student that you had that sticks out that took that program.
Oh, there are so many. I still keep in touch with my online students. I've never met him in person, but I would have to say Rick Kuhn. He was a quadriplegic, had difficulty doing anything. He loved the weather, and online forecasting enabled him to participate in the science that I love and he loves. And nothing more rewarding than teaching and working with Rick. It was amazing.
And that is a great program, Lee, and you deserve a lot of credit for creating this 4-course online certificate of achievement in weather forecasting, something in our department where your legacy will live on. That program is really still going strong. Lee, we could talk for hours, and I hope we get together soon, but thank you for joining me today and letting everybody on Weather World know what you've been up to.
John, my pleasure, buddy. Take care.